Okay, we've got to talk about Kirsten, Gillibrand, and AARO. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, this is from Ask a Poll. Matt Laszlo caught up to Kirsten Gillibrand, on the Intelligence and Armed Services Committee. And he asked her, how was your meeting with AARO's interim director, Timothy Phillips? You know, a lot of questions about Timothy Phillips. Is he going to be another Sean Kirkpatrick 2.0? What are we going to get with the interim director, who Danny Sheehan told me in the interview was probably going to be the director? Just, you know, for the foreseeable future, we're going to have to put up with Timothy Phillips. Well, Kirsten Gillibrand said, I let him know that I'd like to have a public hearing this summer, so that's encouraging. And so he's going to put together some data and information to disclose in a public hearing to show what work they've done, especially examples of things that were unknown that they've been able to figure out, and examples of things that were unknown that they still haven't figured out, so that the public can see the difference between what technology brings to this analysis to inform lawmakers on what we need to do. Is the case closed on the declassified report? Oh, it's definitely not case closed. Okay, well, that's encouraging. She says AARO's report is not the final word on the matter. Good, good. I think that their report was just that their analysis of everything they were shown and everyone they talked to, because they had no basis to say there's a secret program. But they do, don't they? So it sounds like she is still sticking up for AARO and defending AARO. She goes on to say, but of note, the two whistleblowers that I've met with did not meet with AARO and refused to meet with AARO. And so maybe the next director they'll meet with, but I can't assess them unless AARO can talk to them, because AARO knows what they know and what they've seen and what they've been shown. She goes on to say, I thought Chuck got done what he wanted to get done, but maybe I'm mistaken. I thought he accomplished what he wanted. So she's saying the Schumer-Rounds amendment is fine as it is, because most people, don't agree with that. They think it was neutered. And it was. The work I want to keep doing is to have much more thorough data collection, because we are still seeing so many unidentified aerial phenomena and we don't know what they are. And that's very frustrating. Need more data. Need more data, guys. She says it's terrifying from a national security perspective, and just for these pilots to have to fly and do their jobs, to not be safe and to not know what they're running up against. And I'm just very worried about technology that we're not aware of, particularly if it's from an adversary that's doing it for malign interest, whether it's Russia, China, Iran, or others. Very important. So defending AARO and sticking to the idea that it could be foreign nationals doing this and not non-humans. When I see people getting excited that Gillibrand is talking about UAPs again. She also says that Chuck Schumer accomplished what he wanted with the Schumer-Rounds amendment. But here is a quote from Chuck Schumer. It's essential we keep working on our proposal to create an independent, presidentially appointed review board that can oversee UAP classified records and create a system for releasing them where appropriate to the public. Again, as the senator has said, it's the same method used for the JFK records, and it continues to work to this very day. I mean, does it? But okay. It is really an outrage the House didn't work with us on adopting our proposal for review board, which of course by definition here is bipartisan in the Senate. Now it means that declassification of UAP records will be largely up to the same entities that have blocked and obfuscated their disclosure for decades. So yeah, I'm not happy with the idea of a review board. You know, Danny Sheehan wants to appoint a former director of the CIA. With all due respect to Danny, I love you, Danny. You're doing amazing work. But I don't think that's the right approach, for the review board. But either way, Chuck Schumer is right. Without a review board, we're going to be dealing with the same entities responsible for the cover-up that have always existed. So, even a compromise review board with a former director of the CIA leading it or as part of it, I guess would be better than what we've had so far if their mission is some sort of transparency. Obviously, I'm expecting that would be a very controlled transparency. Schumer talks about the JFK disclosure process. Clearly there's a lot of pieces missing with what we have been shown publicly. So, I'm not happy about any of that. However, I guess at least there is a declassification process for JFK, and there would be a declassification process for U.A.P. that might be better than what we have now. However, I really think we need something far more aggressive and far more transparent. Either way, his point is well taken. As for her sticking up for Tim Phillips, she said that he is incredibly competent. He was working with Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, all along, as if that's like a point in his favor. But Joe Murgiaga says, "You mean this Tim Phillips, Senator?" And he gives a quote from Tim Phillips. AARO has found no verifiable evidence that any UAP sighting has represented ET activity. AARO has found no verifiable evidence that the U.S. government or private industry has ever had access to ET technology. He says, as his former boss, Sean Kirkpatrick, reverse engineers UFOs. Oh my God. AARO has found no indications that any information was illegally or inappropriately withheld from Congress. AARO assesses that alleged hidden UAP programs either do not exist or were misidentified authentic national security programs unrelated to ET technology exploitation. Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. Move along. So why is Kirsten defending AARO again and Tim Phillips? I don't quite get it. Now, Christopher Mellon wrote a really intriguing article for the debrief in November. In this article, he says, although it is true that some key members of Congress, such as Kirsten Gillibrand and Tim Burchett, have expressed support for releasing the facts, whatever they prove to be. However, it is not clear how many of their colleagues agree. It is also conceivable that their views might change if confronted by disturbing revelations in the event such allegations prove to be true. For example, Senator Gillibrand has young children. And it is conceivable that if sufficiently alarming information emerges, she might reconsider her admirable desire to share as much information as possible with the public. So why is Chris saying this? If he is throwing this theoretical example out involving Kirsten Gillibrand's children, how theoretical is that? Surely he's saying this in a public setting for a reason. Is Kirsten Gillibrand compromised in some way, and could that have anything to do with her children? That's such a weird quote from Christopher Mellon, but I don't think he said it, just coming out of nowhere. Now, of course, the literal meaning of what Chris is saying here is that the truth might be so alarming that if Kirsten Gillibrand has found out about it, maybe she doesn't want to share it with the world. It's just too scary. She's not going to let the truth out. Hey, totally possible, totally possible. There are definitely some scary elements in all of this. However, the U.F.O. control group has not run amok. Yeah, you don't see them just going through the streets, shooting their guns in the air, going crazy, saying, oh, the aliens are here and it's all dark and scary. They're not doing that. They seem just fine. So I don't buy that at all as the reason. However, could the idea that the phenomenon is dark and scary and negative, could that be being weaponized? Could somebody in the control group have gotten to Kirsten Gillibrand and said, hey, the truth is really scary and this is what it is? And then give her a, hopefully a fake version of the truth, a very scary version of the truth. And then she says, oh, you're right. That is very scary. Maybe we shouldn't share this with the public. And I think that is a very likely possibility that they have tried to scare senators and congresspeople and others likely as well with a fabricated version of reality that just scares them to death, and they don't want to unnerve the populace by the truth of what they have been told. So what is this? What does this mean? Is Kirsten Gillibrand compromised? At this point, I'm thinking yes, and if she's compromised, you have to wonder about others as well. Tim Burchett said that people on both sides of the aisle were compromised. So what about Marco Rubio and others? It's very alarming. Who can we trust? Who can we not trust? Well, I don't trust AARO. I don't trust the lovely Tim Phillips. And anybody that defends AARO and Tim Phillips definitely makes me raise an eyebrow. But that's just me, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I'd sure appreciate it. Smash the like button and the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a t-shirt in the merch store or by becoming a channel member, because channel members are rock stars and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.